Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
It's me, Mario!
The Mario franchise is a globally acclaimed and iconic series of video games created by Nintendo. It debuted with the release of Donkey Kong in 1981, featuring the character Jumpman, who would later become the beloved plumber Mario. Over the years, the franchise has evolved into one of the most successful and enduring in the history of gaming, with Mario becoming a cultural icon for years to come. In this video essay, we will be describing the importance of Super Mario 64 in the gaming world, the game's development, gameplay innovation, the character design, the music and sound design, the cultural impact, how the game was received, and the legacy the game left. I hope you all enjoy. Super Mario 64 marked a revolutionary milestone in the gaming industry. It was the first 3D platformer in the Mario series, breaking away from the traditional 2D side-scrolling format. The game introduced players to an expansive 3D world, allowing Mario unprecedented freedom of movement. Several aspects of Super Mario 64 contributed to its significance in the gaming world, like pioneering 3D platforming. Super Mario 64 set the standard for 3D platformers, establishing the blueprint for future games in the genre. Its innovative use of three-dimensional space and dynamic camera angles showcased the potential of 3D gaming. Exploration and open-world design. The game featured open-world environments, encouraging exploration and discovery. Players could navigate through various paintings in Princess Peach's castle, each leading to a different level. This departure from linear level design was groundbreaking at the time. Innovative camera system. The introduction of a dynamic camera system was a game changer. It allowed players to control the camera perspective, enhancing their ability to navigate the 3D environments effectively. Iconic power-ups and enemies. Super Mario 64 introduced memorable power-ups like the wing cap and the ability to transform into different forms. Iconic enemies like Bowser also made a 3D debut, further enriching the Mario universe. Critical and commercial success. The game received widespread critical acclaim for its innovation, gameplay, and design. It played a crucial role in establishing the Nintendo 64 as a leading console and contributed significantly to the success of the Mario franchise. In summary, Super Mario 64 not only elevated the Mario franchise, but also had a profound impact on the gaming industry as a whole. Its innovations in 3D platforming, open-world design, and camera mechanics laid the foundation for future generations of video games, making it a landmark title in gaming history. Development. The development process of Super Mario 64 was a significant milestone in the history of video games, as it marked Nintendo's venture into the realm of 3D gaming. Here's an overview of the key aspects of its development and the technological challenges faced during the transition from 2D to 3D. Conceptualization. The development of Super Mario 64 began with the conceptualization of a 3D Mario game. Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, aimed to create a fully immersive 3D environment that allowed players to explore and navigate freely. 3D game design. Unlike traditional 2D platformers, the team had to design levels and gameplay mechanics that took advantage of the 3D space. This involved reimagining how Mario would interact with the environment, enemies, and obstacles. Camera system. One of the most significant challenges was the implementation of a dynamic camera system. In 2D games, the camera follows a fixed path, but in 3D, it needed to adapt to the player's movements. Creating a camera system that allowed for smooth and intuitive control while avoiding issues like clipping and awkward angles was a major technological hurdle. Polygonal graphics. The shift from 2D sprites to 3D polygonal graphics required the development of new rendering techniques. The team had to create 3D models for characters, enemies, and environments, and implement a rendering engine capable of displaying these models smoothly on the Nintendo 64 hardware. Control scheme. Traditional 2D platformers had simple control schemes, typically involving directional movement and a few action buttons. Adapting these controls to a 3D environment where players could move in any direction, jump, and interact with various objects required careful consideration to maintain accessibility and responsiveness. Real-time 3D environments. Creating real-time 3D environments that were both visually impressive and capable of running smoothly on the Nintendo 64 hardware was a significant challenge. Optimization techniques were crucial to ensure a consistent frame rate and overall performance. Memory constraints. The Nintendo 64 had limited memory compared to modern systems. Developing Super Mario 64 required efficient data storage and management to fit the expansive 3D worlds and assets within the console's constraints. Despite these challenges, the development team, led by Shigeru Miyamoto and director Yoshiaki Koizumi, successfully navigated the transition to 3D, delivering a groundbreaking game that set new standards for the industry. Super Mario 64 not only showcased the capabilities of 3D gaming, but also laid the foundation for future 3D platformers. Mario 64 is widely considered a revolutionary game that set new standards for 3D platformers. Several gameplay innovations contributed to its success. Open-world design. Mario 64 was one of the first games to introduce a fully 3D, open-world environment for players to explore. Instead of following a linear path from start to finish, players could navigate through expansive levels, discovering secrets, solving puzzles, and collecting power stars in any order. This non-linear approach provided a sense of freedom and exploration rarely seen in games at that time. Freedom of movement. Mario 64 introduced a wide range of movement options for the titular character. Mario could run, jump, crouch, crawl, and execute various acrobatic moves. The inclusion of long jumps, triple jumps, and wall jumps expanded the possibilities for platforming, making the gameplay more dynamic and engaging. The analog stick on the Nintendo 64 controller allowed for precise control over Mario's speed and direction, enhancing the overall responsiveness of the character. Power-up system. The game featured a variety of power-ups, such as the wing cap and metal cap, which added unique abilities and altered gameplay mechanics. These power-ups provided players with new ways to approach challenges and discover hidden areas, adding an extra layer of depth to the overall experience. Interactive environments. Mario 64 introduced interactive environments where players could interact with various elements like switches, platforms, and enemies. The incorporation of dynamic elements in the levels required players to think creatively and strategically to progress, contributing to a more engaging and challenging gameplay experience. The impact of these innovations was profound, influencing the design of 3D platformers for years to come. Super Mario 64 not only set a new standard for the Mario franchise, but also played a pivotal role in shaping the direction of 3D game design, establishing conventions that are still evident in many modern video games. Its success helped pave the way for the evolution of 3D gaming and remains a landmark title in the history of video games. Super Mario 64, released in 1996 for the Nintendo 64, marked a significant milestone in the Mario series by introducing 3D gameplay. The character design in Mario 64 was crucial in bringing beloved characters into the three-dimensional space, providing a new level of depth and immersion for players. Mario's transition to 3D required careful consideration to maintain his recognizable appearance. The designers retained his iconic red cap, mustache, and blue overalls, making sure players could instantly identify him in the 3D environment. Mario's design also had to account for increased mobility and interaction with the 3D world, showcasing the character's agility, jumping abilities, and various power-ups like the wing cap and metal cap. Bowser underwent a transformation in Mario 64, transitioning from a 2D sprite to a menacing 3D model. His design emphasized his imposing size, sharp claws, and fiery breath, creating a more formidable and immersive boss battle experience. The 3D environment allowed for dynamic boss encounters, and Bowser's design showcased the potential for epic, multi-dimensional battles. Princess Peach's design maintained her regal appearance, showcasing the challenge of translating 2D characters into 3D while preserving their essence. Peach played a more active role in Mario 64, being a central element in the game's plot. Her design reflected the importance of her character in the 3D narrative. New characters. While Mario 64 focused on established characters, it introduced new ones like Lakitu, who took on the role of the camera operator. This addition played a crucial role in the game's presentation and the player's perspective. The significance of new characters extended beyond visual design, impacting gameplay mechanics and the overall 3D experience. Significance of character design in 3D. The move to 3D allowed for more expressive animations and gestures, enhancing the personalities of characters. Mario's reactions to various situations, Bowser's menacing roars, and Peach's expressions contributed to the immersive storytelling experience. Character design in 3D also influenced gameplay mechanics. Mario's ability to explore different environments, climb structures, and interact with objects demonstrated the integration of design and gameplay. Super Mario 64's character design not only successfully transitioned iconic characters into the 3D space, but also set a standard for character design in 3D platformers. The game's success laid the foundation for future Mario titles and contributed to the evolution of character design in the gaming industry as a whole. Koji Kondo's iconic soundtrack for Super Mario 64 is widely celebrated and has left a lasting impact on the gaming community. Composed in 1996 for the Nintendo 64, the music not only reflects the technological advancements of the time, but also contributes significantly to the overall gaming experience. Nostalgia and recognition. Kondo's compositions for Super Mario 64 are instantly recognizable, creating a strong sense of nostalgia for players who grew up with the game. The main theme, Bob-omb Battlefield and Dire Docks, for example, have become synonymous with the Mario franchise. The familiarity of the music enhances the connection players have with the game, providing a sense of comfort and joy as they embark on their adventure. Adaptive music, the soundtrack in Super Mario 64 is adaptive, meaning it changes dynamically based on the player's actions and the in-game environment. For instance, the music transitions seamlessly between exploration, underwater sections, and intense boss battles. This adaptive approach adds a layer of immersion, making the player feel more connected to the on-screen events. It enhances the emotional impact of different moments, matching the tone of the gameplay. Enhancing atmosphere. Each level in Super Mario 64 has its own unique musical theme that complements the visual aesthetics and overall atmosphere. For example, Jolly Roger Bay features a calm underwater melody that fits the serene underwater environment, while Bowser's Road has an intense and urgent theme befitting a climactic showdown. The music plays a crucial role in setting the mood for different stages, making the player feel more engaged with the diverse landscapes and challenges presented throughout the game. Emotional resonance. Kondo's ability to convey emotion through music is evident in Super Mario 64. The music enhances the emotional impact of key moments, such as the triumphant notes when collecting a power star or the tension-building tracks during boss battles. The emotional resonance created by the music deepens the player's connection to Mario's journey, making the overall gaming experience more memorable and emotionally satisfying. In summary, Koji Kondo's Super Mario 64 soundtrack is a masterclass in video game music composition. Its memorable melodies, adaptive nature, atmospheric enhancement, and emotional resonance contribute significantly to the immersive and enjoyable gaming experience that Super Mario 64 has provided to players for decades. The music is not just a backdrop, but an integral part of the overall magic that makes the game a timeless classic. Super Mario 64 has had a profound and lasting cultural impact since its release in 1996. Here are some key aspects of its cultural influence. Mainstream recognition. Super Mario 64 played a pivotal role in bringing video games into the mainstream. Its release garnered widespread attention, and the game became a cultural phenomenon. Mario 64 was not just for dedicated gamers. It attracted a broader audience, including those who may not have previously engaged with video games. Marketing and merchandising. The success of Super Mario 64 contributed to the rise of video game-related merchandise. Mario became a recognizable and marketable character, appearing on clothing, toys, and various other products. This merchandising helped solidify Mario as a pop culture icon transcending the gaming world. Crossover into other media. Mario 64's popularity expanded beyond the gaming realm, leading to Mario's presence in other forms of media. The character appeared in animated TV shows, comic books, and even a live-action movie, albeit with less success. The game's success laid the groundwork for video game characters crossing over into broader entertainment. Influence on internet culture. As the internet became more prevalent, Super Mario 64's impact extended into online culture. Memes, remixes of the game's music, and fan creations became widespread. The "So Long Gay Bowser" meme, originating from a misinterpretation of a voice line in the game, is an example of how Mario 64 found a place in internet humor. Legacy in speedrunning. Super Mario 64 became a cornerstone of the speedrunning community. Players developed intricate strategies and techniques to complete the game as quickly as possible, leading to the establishment of speedrunning events and communities. The game's popularity in speedrunning further elevated its status in gaming culture. Introduction of 3D platforming. Super Mario 64 fundamentally changed the landscape of game design by successfully translating a beloved 2D platformer into a 3D space. This transition influenced subsequent 3D platformers, demonstrating the potential for expansive, immersive game worlds. Non-linear level design. Super Mario 64's non-linear level design encouraged exploration and provided players with the freedom to choose their own paths. This design philosophy became a hallmark of successful 3D platformers, with later games adopting similar open-world elements and non-linear progression. Collectible-based progression. The game's structure, centered around collecting power stars to progress, popularized the idea of collectibles as a means of advancing through a game. This collectathon mechanic became a staple in many 3D platformers that followed, such as Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64. In summary, Super Mario 64's cultural impact is profound, not only for its influence on the gaming industry, but also for its broader impact on popular culture. The game's innovative design and successful transition to 3D set a standard that shaped the future of 3D platformers and video game design as a whole. At the time of its release, the critical reception was overwhelmingly positive, and the game received widespread acclaim for its innovative 3D gameplay, expansive open-world design, and groundbreaking use of the analog stick. Reviews at the time praised Super Mario 64 for its revolutionary approach to 3D platforming, which set new standards for the genre. The game's controls, level design, and camera system were particularly highlighted for their excellence. Critics and players alike lauded the game's sense of exploration, creativity, and the joy of navigating Mario through the various 3D environments. Over the years, Super Mario 64 has maintained its status as a classic, and its impact on the gaming industry is widely recognized. However, as technology and game design have evolved, some aspects of Super Mario 64 have been re-evaluated. The camera system, which was groundbreaking at the time, has been criticized in hindsight for occasional awkward angles and challenges. Despite these critiques, Super Mario 64 continues to be celebrated for its role in shaping the 3D platformer genre and for its lasting impact on the medium. The game's influence is evident in subsequent Mario titles and other 3D platformers that followed. In 2020, Nintendo released Super Mario 3D All-Stars, a collection that included a port of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo Switch. The re-release sparked renewed interest in the game, allowing a new generation of players to experience the classic title. While some players enjoyed the nostalgic trip, others found aspects of the game to be dated compared to modern standards. In summary, the critical reception of Super Mario 64 at the time of its release was overwhelmingly positive, praising its innovative design and gameplay. Over the years, opinions have evolved, with some critiques emerging particularly related to the camera system. Nevertheless, the game's legacy remains strong, and it is still regarded as a landmark title that significantly influenced the gaming industry. Super Mario 64 holds a significant place in the history of video games as it revolutionized the platforming genre and set new standards for 3D gaming. Released in 1996 for the Nintendo 64, it was the first 3D Mario game, and its impact is still felt in the gaming industry today. Here's how Super Mario 64 paved the way for future Mario games and its enduring legacy: collectathon gameplay. Super Mario 64 popularized the collectathon style of gameplay. where players were tasked with collecting power stars in various courses to progress through the game. This concept influenced many later platformers and adventure games, including future Mario titles. Innovative level design. The game featured diverse and imaginative levels, each with unique challenges and themes. This level design philosophy has become a hallmark of the Mario series, with subsequent games building upon the innovative ideas introduced in Super Mario 64. Re-releases and remasters. Super Mario 64 has seen several re-releases and remasters, making it accessible to new generations of gamers. It was included in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, a collection released for the Nintendo Switch in 2020, celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Super Mario series. The game also became available on the Wii's Virtual Console and the Wii U's Virtual Console service, allowing players to experience it on newer platforms. Cultural impact and nostalgia. The game left an indelible mark on popular culture and the gaming community. Many players fondly remember their first experiences with Super Mario 64, and its iconic soundtrack, characters, and moments are ingrained in gaming nostalgia. Speedrunning community. Super Mario 64 has a dedicated speedrunning community. Players have continually found new ways to exploit the game's mechanics, leading to the development of intricate speedrunning routes and techniques. The game's speedrunning scene has kept it relevant and engaging for years. In summary, Super Mario 64 revolutionized 3D gaming, influencing not only Mario titles, but the entire gaming industry. Its enduring legacy is evident in the continued popularity of the Mario franchise and the lasting impact it has had on game design and player expectations. In conclusion, Super Mario 64 stands as a timeless masterpiece that has left an indelible mark on the world of video games. Its revolutionary transition to 3D gameplay, innovative camera control, iconic character design, and influential level structure have shaped the landscape of gaming for decades. The game's enduring legacy is not only evident in its continued popularity, but also in its profound impact on game design, setting a standard that many titles aspire to reach. As we reflect on the journey through Peach's castle and the diverse worlds within, it becomes clear that Super Mario 64 is more than just a game. It's a cultural phenomenon that has transcended generations. Its catchy soundtrack, memorable characters, and groundbreaking mechanics have become ingrained in the hearts of gamers worldwide. Whether you experienced it in 1996 or discovered it years later, Super Mario 64 remains a testament to the power of creativity and innovation in the gaming industry. It has not only stood the test of time, but continues to be a source of joy and inspiration for both players and game developers alike. So, as we celebrate the enduring legacy of Super Mario 64, let's remember the magic of jumping through paintings, collecting power stars, and embarking on an adventure that will forever hold a special place in the hearts of gamers everywhere.
And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario. We have to do something special for you.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake. For Mario.
Thank you so much for playing my game.